Good morning. Today's lesson from A Course in Miracles, lesson 217. 217 is, "It can be but gratitude I earn." Lesson 217 is a review of lesson 197. We're going to begin and end each session with the same theme. And the theme behind this review lesson, this set of 20 review lessons that we're going through right now, is I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. It can be but my gratitude I earn. Who should I give thanks for my salvation but myself? And how but through salvation can I find the higher self whom my thanks are due? I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. All right, like I've been doing with the rest of these review lessons, I'm going to go back in the book a little bit and read the notes from the lesson that we're reviewing. So in this case, going back to 197, and it's the same in all of our books, but I'm going to the back of where Tom's book is, and he's got notes on the lesson. And so I'm going to read through those notes. Tom's going to lead us in a little activity to help us get the learning seated as deeply as we can in our consciousness, and then I'll shut down the streams and we can have an open discussion and see how we're doing. I think we're going to have a fantastic day. I really appreciate you being here with us. All right, lesson 197 is, "It can be but my gratitude that I earn." It starts out by saying, this is the second step we take to free your mind from the belief that an outside force pitted against your own mind. It's kind of second level of getting rid of the ego, really. All right, notes to 197. "It can be but my gratitude I earn." Your ego's favorite pastime is to attempt to split off, separate, disempower your mind from the unity it shares with the mind of God. Because the ego does not believe that to give is to receive, it sees separation and lack everywhere. Your ego Your ego believes that there is such a thing as conditional love. The ego also believes that conditional forgiveness and conditional kindness exist. By conditional, we mean that the recipient is required to behave in some predetermined way. If the flow of love, kindness, or forgiveness is to continue to be sent, if the recipient fails to meet the expectations of the giver, the circuit is broken and the flow is stopped, or the gifts are withdrawn. In this case, proper response or feedback is required from the recipient to ensure the continued flow of love, forgiveness, or kindness. This egoic brand of kindness or forgiveness is not what it claims to be. It's actually a bargaining arrangement in which the giver is expecting to receive something of equal or greater value in return. If the giver's expectations are not met, this act of conditional kindness actually becomes an attack on the recipient with the withdrawal of the previous gift. What once appeared to be an act of kindness quickly becomes a grievance against the recipient. Remember, a grievance occurs anytime you believe you would be happy if someone behaved differently, or in this case, behaved up to your expected level. Or behaved up to your expected level of gratitude for your actions. You believe that they have robbed you of the joy of giving because they have not displayed an adequate appreciation for your gift. Remember, a grievance occurs anytime you believe you would be happy if someone behaved differently, or in this case, behaved up to your expected level of gratitude for your actions. You believe they have robbed you of the joy of giving because they have not displayed an adequate appreciation for your gift. Just like love, kindness and forgiveness can impose no conditions. As long as there are conditions imposed on either party, there is no freedom. Freedom makes no demands on the other party. The other party is free to accept, reject, or reciprocate in any way they desire without the fear of any negative consequences or the withdrawal of the original gift. When we are kind or forgiving with the expectation of receiving the recipient's gratitude, we are engaged in bargaining. If it is not properly rewarded by the recipient, we withdraw our kindness or forgiveness. Thus, this conditional act of supposed kindness actually becomes an attack upon another. It becomes a source for a future grievance. We have actually confused and denied the power of our own thought by believing that some outside party's approval is required. For without the proper feedback response, we're forced to change our mind's thinking and future behavior. When you attach strings to the act of giving, it means that the other party must earn the right to keep the gift. And if they don't respond properly, they force you to withdraw the gift. Do you really want people to have to earn the gifts you give? This egoic belief that you only give to get disempowers the giver, for now the recipient is in control of your future activities. You're claiming the recipient has the power to rob you of the happiness and joy you would naturally feel when you're acting in a kind, forgiving, and loving way. When we think others must be grateful for our gifts, we automatically think and assume that we, too, are also required to be grateful for the gifts we received from God. Our ego teaches that if we fail to respond correctly to God's love, God will withdraw his love. This leads to our belief that we must continually do something to earn God's favor, love, or salvation. This belief that God's gifts can be withdrawn is the source of our fears. We have confused a God of unconditional love with our ego's warped belief of conditional love, forgiveness, and kindness. We have failed to recognize the power of our own thoughts and transformed unconditional love into conditional love. It's the worst kind of love there is. We've judged and failed to recognize that unconditional love, forgiveness, or kindness makes no comparisons when you perceive and know that God's gifts are eternal and changeless, fear disappears. There is no longer anything that we could do that would force God to withdraw his gifts. Since there's only a oneness, it's only your own gratitude that you can earn. To give is to receive. When your forgiveness and kindness is unconditional or total, the sins you think you see outside yourself disappear. And you understand God's gifts can never be taken away from you. You see the Christ nature in all. You can now go about fulfilling your earthly function of being love in form. You can be kind. You can be forgiving. And by such actions, you cease denying your true identity and you accept your higher self. You, the giver, are grateful to the recipient for just being available to provide you the opportunity of demonstrating what love would have you do. Your joy comes from the act of giving, not from some external reaction from the recipient. With this realization, it can be but your own gratitude you earn. You realize that God has never seen you without total gratitude for his holy Son, the recipient of God's unconditional love. And Tom's question that went along with this lesson was, how do you think about others' impact when you think about yourself? How do you think, excuse me, I didn't read that at all correctly. How does what you think about others impact what you think about yourself? All right, I'll put that in our live chat and I'll hand it over to Tom. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Lee. So this lesson one or 290 or 217 says that it can be but my own gratitude that I earn. And we're in the last 5 lessons of this review, and it's important to remember that these last 5 lessons actually give us a formula for reawakening to the truth. The first was yesterday that said that it can be but myself I crucify. The second one, the second step, is that it can be but my own gratitude I earn. The third step is only my condemnation injures me, and only my forgiveness sets me free. The fourth is really the theme for this overall review, that I am not a body, I am free. I hear and then obey the voice that God has given me. And the fifth step is that acceptance that I remain as God created me. For there is no peace except the peace of God, and you seek only the truth. Therefore, you no longer seek to make the ego right in its belief that lack, limitation, and separation could be possible. So we're going to explore today this second step, that it can be but my own gratitude I earn. So why don't you just get in a comfortable position and just become aware of your breath. Become aware of your own essence, your own individuated aspect of consciousness that actually plays the role of decision maker. Because one of the things that we're here for is to reclaim the truth about what we are and to make decisions that will help us on our journey of reawakening and healing this seeming split mind that perceives ourselves to be a sinner. And as you just become aware of the breath and become aware of your own ability to place yourself at any time in space, at any time on that continuum, realizing that where you place your attention, that's where your mind goes, that's where your thoughts go. And as you rest, just realize and appreciate your journey, the journey that you've made to this point where you are right now, reclaiming and remembering the truth that I am not a body, I am free, I still remain as God created me. And God's gift is the freedom for you to be or imagine anything you want in this world of perception, and yet still remain as God created you, perfect, whole, and complete. That this world of perception is just a grand stage where we, God's beloved child, God's treasure, reawakens its own sleeping mind to the truth of its spiritual magnificence as the Christ. And one of the things that we can all be grateful for is our adventure, our journey, for it is the perfect journey unfolding to our own reawakening. No missteps, just identifications of ways that we try that sometimes seem to be a blind alley, but allow us to make different choices and move forward. And another thing to be grateful for is that we don't have to worry about the script. We've been given a role to play and know that the Holy Spirit, God, the plan as it unfolds is guaranteed for our reawakening. If we seem to make a miscue, we have a director, an editor that will put in some self correction to get us back on track. Might be another act in the play, but ultimately, this higher self, God's plan, will get us to the truth. So, this lesson says, it is but my own gratitude that I earn. So, take a moment now and just appreciate your journey, how much you've grown, how much you've learned, how many experiences that you can recall that has brought you to this point in the journey. It can be but my own gratitude that I earn, and it can be but my own forgiveness that I earn, that I give myself permission to realize that the items that I thought of and experienced in the past were perfect for me. There's no blame, shame, or guilt, only gratitude for the experience and the learning lesson that it's brought me. And I have gratitude for the overall plan that I've been given. I have gratitude for the guidance, the editor, the director, always there, ready to help me move through the various acts to my ultimate reawakening to the truth. It's only my ego, my belief that I have done something wrong that keeps me trapped. I forgive myself for all the past experiences that I played, knowing that my role was always to learn, to control, minimize, and eventually eliminate my own fear. And every step, every action that I took was exactly what I needed to do that minimization. I'm on my own perfect journey. I'm grateful for the journey and grateful for the guide and the guarantee of reawakening. For I am not a body. I am free, for I remain as God created me. Realize that you're merely an actor, playing roles for yourself, your sisters, your brothers, for all of God's creations, all aspects of the one self that perceives itself to be separate, all willing volunteers, all teachers, all students. And today you can lighten up on your world, but most of all, lighten up on yourself with the journey that you've taken. Realize that you, as decision maker, have the ability to play your role and to ultimately decide for yourself to accept the atonement, the one for yourself, to accept the realization that you are not a body, you are free, and you as decision maker can always reclaim your divine inheritance, the truth of what you are, because that is always been your inheritance, your reality. I'm grateful for this journey. When I lighten up on myself, when I forgive myself and no longer hold myself and the attitude that I need to blame, shame, or guilt trip me for my past experience, I can appreciate my role. I appreciate and forgive all past experiences. I allow myself to become present in the moment and ask my God, the Holy Spirit, my higher self, what's the next step on the journey? What would love have me do? No blame, shame, or guilt. It's my own gratitude that I earn. I appreciate my journey. I'm thankful for the role and realize that everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm exactly where I need to be. Right around the corner, my reawakening. All that I have to do is go with expected anticipation, knowing the truth that I remain as God created, perfect, whole, and complete. Appreciate your game token now, the body, for the ability for you to demonstrate, be, and learn the lessons that you need to reawaken to this truth, to reclaim and hone your skills in being loved and full. Just look down upon that body and send it your appreciation and love and gratitude for it providing the game token that allows you to reawaken to the truth. I appreciate that game token. It serves me well. It's the perfect instrument for my reawakening. I send it a lot of love, acceptance, and realize that it is helping me reawaken to the truth of what I am. It's merely a costume, not me, but a costume that I don so that on this game board of what am, I can demonstrate what I truly value and why, and change that game board of what I am on to I am that. The body, the game token, allows me to be and demonstrate what I truly value, what I claim to be in this moment, in this time, on my own perfect journey. I appreciate that game token. I appreciate my world, the stage that allows me to grow and learn and hone my skill. I appreciate my journey. It's my own gratitude that I earn, for I am the magnificent adventurer going out on this journey of reawakening to the truth of what I am. And by my reawakening, the abstract oneself gets to know, be, and demonstrate what it truly is. God, cause, I effect, two sides of one inseparable coin. I am not a body. I am free. For in my perfect journey of reawakening. I accept the love of God, and I know that my role that I'll play today will be perfect for all on their own journey of reawakening. I appreciate and accept the big picture, the truth that everybody is guaranteed because of their own DNA, the truth that they remain as God created to reawaken. And now I can enjoy the journey. It's an exciting adventure because the result is guaranteed. I am as God created me. I appreciate my journey. Today, I'll go about God playing my role in this grand dance of reawakening the split mind to help them, myself, learn to manage, control, and eliminate all false evidence appearing real. Today, I will not mistake myself or the other participants in the roles that they've been assigned. I will not mistake the role or the body for what I truly am. I am grateful for the knowledge that I remain as God created. Today, I will play my part and not ask the ego what to do. Instead, I will merely ask the director, the one that knows the big picture. What would you have me do to minimize my fear, to manage my fear, to control my fear, and to help the other actors do the same? For that is what love would have me do. I accept all things. I allow all things. I trust all things. I forgive all participants in the roles that they've been assigned. And because of that, I transcend all things. Today, I will not mistake the role for the truth of what you really are. I accept the love of God and I extend that to my world. My world is a reflection of me, and I am a reflection of a God of unconditional love. Today, I accept that truth. I'm on my own perfect path, and I'm grateful for that. I accept the love of God. I extend that love to myself. I accept the love of God, and I forgive myself for all past beliefs that I had done something wrong. The play is unfolding perfectly, exactly where I need to be. And today, I forget the past. I unplug all those guilt, blame, shame associated with my past. And I bring all my energy circuits to the present and simply ask my director, what would love have do. I accept my reconnect as we put on that costume, that body, realizing that we need that body to play our role. And today, let's play that role that we've been assigned without any blame, shame, or guilt. No judgment, just the acceptance of this truth. I am not a body, I am free, for I am as God created me. There's nobody to fix, nobody to change, nobody to control, nobody to protect, nobody to impress. Just the perfect journey, for there is nobody. God is, and you are that. When you feel connected and you've reconnected the body and this stage, just take a deep breath and open your eyes, knowing and appreciating your own perfect path. Create a great day for yourself and your world. Namaste. The God in me recognize the God in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. That was wonderful. Every morning we have a chance to start over and refocus on gratitude. And that's all we need to earn today. So I really am grateful for you guys being here. I'd love to hear what you think and how it hit you. I'm ready to have a grateful day myself. I'm going to end the streams. We're going to get started. Thanks, everybody. All right. Well, we're free and clear, people. We have a day in front of us with an opportunity to show up and be love in person and practice what we preach. And so I have already redoubled my efforts this morning, running into some software issues of things that not showing up the way they're supposed to be. And it's just going to be a day of kind of cleaning up little icons, I think, and making little pictures for me. But it's a Friday. It's early August. It's beautiful here in New England. I hope it's beautiful where you guys are at. There's challenges in my life, but I feel like I've got everything I need to be able to take care of them. So I'd love to hear what you guys think, how life is going. I know the last couple of days, this week has been for a lot of people either a vacation week or they're making up for other people who are on vacation. So there's a little extra workload these days too. How's everybody doing? How are you, Papa?
I'm good. I I slept very well last